happens is that sterilization happens.
Okay.
So we all know that boiling water basically sterilizes the water, and all I'm doing here is the same thing. I'm going to sterilize the liquid, the sugar liquid. Now I'm going to extend that sterilization, and I'm also going to do things like during that sterilization or during that boil, I'm going to boil it for an hour. And I'll extract out all the flavor of the hops, and that's all the bitterness, that resiny back of your tongue, kind of sticking to the top of your mouth.
Okay.
It's wonderful, isn't it? And also some aromas.
Okay.
Also, it will basically combine all the flavors, just like if you're making a soup or anything like this.
Okay.
Again, if you're back in your kitchen, same concept. You're essentially getting all those flavors to combine.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to do. And those flavors are going to combine. So I'm going to see the hops. These are hop leaves.
Okay.
They are the closest cousin to pot, as many people may know.
Okay.
Except if you try smoking these, they will probably make you sick. Yeah, you wouldn't want to do that.
Okay.
However, they do wonderful smell to beer. So we're just going to throw these hops in.
And now, where do they generally grow hops? Is this a prairie thing, or?
No. Well, that's the funny thing, is that, again, going back to making it our own, hops are native to, well, the Pacific Northwest. Now it's hot. I forgot my spoon. Improvisation. Essentially, hops grow in an area that is, well, I'd say, just below Washington State to just above, what's the north? Kelowna.
Okay.
And so if you take that band of area and you wrap that around the planet, that's where all the hops grow.
Okay.
They grow in England, they grow in Germany.
Right.
Now, the actual area of the valley, so you go to a Chilliwack. Now I remember as a boy driving with Chilliwack, there were massive hop farms. Beautiful industry out there. We grew lots of hops, fantastic hops, and now because the large companies come along and they conglomerate things, they shut all those farms down.
Okay.
So those farms are non-existent now.
Right.
And the hop growing area in the sort of Pacific Northwest is the Willamette Valley down in Washington State.
Okay.
So now that all the hops that we used to grow for ourselves disappear.
Okay, and what's the main grow in Chilliwack? That's going to hit everybody in the nuts. It's corn.
Well, they're producing a lot of corn because corn they can turn to fuel.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. Now, the big problem with corn is that it used to be used for a lot of feed. It used to be a lot for like your tortillas, things like that. That happened a lot where it was a perfect example, but it's gotten too expensive.
Yeah.
So now the feed's gotten expensive, which means now that all the byproducts of feed, or i.e. Meat, is all going to go expensive.
Yeah.
So another reason to brew your own, and if you're in the Pacific Northwest, hops grow amazingly well. Grow some hops.
Cool.
Very good for you.
Awesome. So you're saying that's a quality boil, and
That's it's a pretty good boil. It's you can see in around here it's going pretty fervently. A boil in a kettle is all about the balance. I want it to be boiling. I want it to be a rumbling boil, but at the same time, if it gets too crazy, it will foam up, and it will foam up and do something called overboil, where it spills over.
Right.
And that gets, well, it gets messy, and it gets dangerous.
Okay.
You have to consider that the stuff coming out of there is sticky, just like sugar, and it will stick to you, and also it will burn.
Right, right.
So, not something you want to go through.
You don't play with hot toffee. And
No, bad idea. So it's about maintaining a good boil. But I mean, it's a beautiful thing. It's the smell coming off it is just it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so very heritage.
Oh yeah, there are a couple breweries downtown where as I ride through town on my bicycle, I will pick up that smell of the kettle boiling, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know someone's making beer.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful smell, and it's very pleasing to me. It's sedative almost.
That was the B-roll. Now we're at the no fun part, and that's the cleanup, I guess, eh?
Yeah, well, it's not that much work, really, if you consider what you gotta do, and it's alright.
Because technically, you could just drain the water out there and feed this back into there. You know?
Well, I'm going to drain the water out, and sadly, I'm going to take all the grain, the spent grains, as we call them, from the street, and I'm going to throw them into the garbage. Now, in most breweries, or at least microbreweries, they take those spent grains and they shove them in the barrels, and they give them to farmers. And the farmers come pick them up for free, use them as feed.
Okay.
Pig farmers, like pigs, love them.
Okay.
Cows, horses, they absolutely love the stuff.
Okay. Cool.
Because there's a little bit of residual sugar there.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, naturally, in the grand scheme, I would basically give all these grains to a farmer, and they would use them as feed, or they would use it as a compost, one of the two.
Okay.
And it's all free. I mean, the deal is I get rid of the stuff that's in there. I don't have to deal with it for the garbage. I have a clear conscience because it's not going to the garbage. And they get free grain.
Perfect.
Free compost. One of the two.
Okay. Perfect. That's awesome. Well, there's quite a bit more to that than I thought. That's actually like a solid, dense material. Can we poke that with a stick? Or?
Sure. I mean, it's
Oh, okay. Right.
That's what you're looking at. That's just
So that's like perfect bird feed or chicken.
birds could look at. Yeah, I mean it's really good as a feed. You could compost, and you could actually do mushrooms in this.
Oh, okay.
This is perfect for mushrooms. There's a lot of nutrients in there. Mushrooms would love it. The spores would love it.
Interesting.
This is a very nice environment for growing things.
Now, when you initially put that in there before the water went in, where was it leveled off to? Like, what's the expansion of that?
Well, the grain probably grows by, I'm guessing, 30%.
Okay, so we were down, like, probably like that width of where your finger's at, sort of thing, down pressing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the grain.